Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And please, I'd like to. Is it okay now? we're trying to set the mic so that I try to avoid kissing the mic, so this distance is fine.
Yes.
Good. Right. Morning, everybody. First things first, I'd like to let you know that what I will call the in-house talk we're going to have on sexual harassment on Saturday. We've also been able to recruit Grandma Ikorodu. She will also join us. She's in the field of education, and she's a very, very strong advocate of good behavior. And so we need elders like that in the house. So she'll be joining us on Saturday by phone. We don't want Grandma to leave Ikorodu and come all the way here, though she'll gladly do it, but we need to take it slowly. Today I have a guest who, unfortunately, if I'd known all along that he was a veterinary doctor, who would have been talking about dogs and animals, because I'm a very, very strong dog lover. I don't think even Sheriff knows that. I'm a very, very, very strong dog lover. I've always had a dog, but unfortunately, where I live now doesn't give me the allowance to do so. And I do miss having a dog in the house. But he's not here to talk about dogs and animals and so on and so forth. At least not about dogs and not about cats that I can't... I don't know, Sheriff, do you like cats? You like Ologbo?
No.
You think that they're witches and wizards?
I mean, I love them from afar.
From afar. Have you treated a cat before? Your mic is on. Have you treated a cat before?
Yes.
Are they easy to handle?
Very easy to.
How do you give a cat an injection?
Restrain.
Or you tie them up?
No, just hold them. There's a way you hold it professionally.
A cat?
Yeah.
Like. Dogs, yes. Dogs, yes. Morning, Doc. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, so Dr. Oshile, is that right?
Correct.
Dr. Shegun Oshile, a vet doctor, wrote a book on Yaba, which is where I grew up. I'm like a Yaba boy, and that's I have that. So I'm interested. Let me quickly say that before you start abusing me that he's from your hometown. I grew up in Yaba, and he wrote a book on Yaba, which is I must say it's a very good book, even if I say so myself. How many pages is the book? It's about
280.
280 pages, and it's hardcover. The history of Yaba is there, and the first thing I looked out for, I saw my grandfather's name in the book. Okay. Morning. Were you born in Yaba?
Very well. I was born in Yaba, sir.
And you grew up in Yaba? Where?
I grew up Ebutimeta, Bonowe, Simpson Street.
Let's look at the old names. Did you live on Wakeman?
We lived on Wakeman.
Was it on Wakeman?
Yeah.
Where was I grew up on Wakeman. Forget, it's Alhaji Jakonde. Politicians, sometimes when they do these things, he did it for political reasons then, and the whole stretch, what used to be Wakeman and Petty Street, all the way down. Simpson also.
Yeah.
I changed all the names, so it's Bonowe. So where did you grow?
Petty, 289 Petty.
289 Petty.
Yes.
I grew up in 93 Wakeman.
Yeah, that was close to beside Odeon Cinema then.
Yours?
Yes.
Yes. I remember Odeon Cinema. There were two cinemas in Yaba then. There was Casino
and the
Odeon. There are so many stories to tell about Casino. Casino during the Civil War is where the bomb went off.
Yeah, in 1967.
1967. Was it 67?
Yes.
I remember. It was a terrible day.
Yeah, a terrible day.
No, the war had started. The war didn't start in 60. I don't know, but it was a terrible day. First of all, there was a light. And short as it is, just 1 second, there was time to see the light before hearing the sound.
Yeah.
And the Yaba was never the same again. It was after that they had what they called the civil defense.
Yeah.
That was headed, I think the Yaba area was headed by Mrs. Elsie Femi Pierce. Then, and we called it the Guguru defense. I don't for the life of me, I don't know why. also, I don't know if you mentioned in your book that in Yaba, originally, there were no toilets.
Yes.
There were no proper toilets. There was
The night soil men.
Agbepo. Now we call them Agbepo.
They call them the night soil men.
Night soil men, yes. Heavily perfumed. It is funny. And the games that our house too didn't have a toilet initially.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of that. And, you know, we when I remember so many stories about Yaba, my dear Auntie Bumi lived at Yaba, Miss Shofola, Auntie Bumi, dear Bumi, that we, you know, she lived on Yaba. And we had all these agbepos and things like that. And people would put, what do they call corn in English, Sherry?
Potash.
Potato potash.
Yeah.
Corn, when the agbepo is not looking anywhere, you just put it. And it was a delight to see them running down the road because
It will erupt.
it will erupt. Oh, dear God, forgive us all. So, what pushed you to write this story about Yaba? It's a good thing you've done. And I'm a bit envious of you because I wish I was the one who wrote it. So, let's get that very clear. But what pushed you to writing this?
Well, first off, my dad was the first Bali of Yaba.
We had the ballet then?
Yes.
Where did he live?
Panti Street.
Panti? Which one
That's
is
just
Panti?
down the local government.
Oh, okay, yeah, where the police. There's
Yeah.
still Panti. Look at me not knowing where Panti Street is.
Yeah.
No, not remembering as
Yeah,
it were.
It's called Musiliu Smith now.
Oh, there was a ballet then, yes. Do they still have a ballet there now?
Well, they split it. So there are two ballets in Yaba. So that's a subject for another day. There are two ballets.
I
in
didn't
Yaba.
even know we had ballets. Are they effective
Well, yeah, we have a strong traditional institution now.
in Yaba?
Yes, we have the
Tell
Olu.
me.
We have the Olu of Iwaya,
Okay.
and he's like an Oba, an equivalent of an Oba, and we have the Oba of Igbobi Sabe. So that's around Fade
Further area.
Yes.
It's funny because, okay, so when I was growing up, Iwaya was like a village.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, they would have had a ballet, but Yaba itself was cosmopolitan. It was built by the British.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Do you know Yaba, Wakeman, Olonode were never in the life that I've known that place have never been flooded.
Yeah.
It was built by the British. It was a settlement built for middle-level Nigerian civil servants, and most of them had this Brazilian design made up of made up of bungalows. Apart from a few houses, we spoke about Alhaji Shodende's house,
Yeah.
and one or two houses on the left, at least from my side of Wakeman. Most of the houses were nice colonial bungalows.
With setbacks.
It's a pity the subsequent governments didn't put an order to keep the design intact. Yaba now is a disaster. It has become like a ghetto.
Yep.
Every time I have to go to Yaba, to Olonode, I just weep inside.
Yeah.
The
parking is a
Petty
concern.
side and on Simpson side is a ghetto.
Yep.
Can it be salvaged?
It can be.
You reckon?
It can be.
You want to demolish those houses?
Well, there's what you call.
Most of those houses won't stand the test of time anyway.
Well, the houses. You mean the ones developers?
Developer, yes.
Yes. You see, I think there is a remedy to it.
You think so?
Yes, but it's a systemic thing.
Mm.
So if it's going to be a collaborative effort with the state government enacting laws,
Yes.
and then definitely we'll get there.
I think we've missed the boat. It's a ghetto now. It won't be the same again, which is very, very sad. Very, very sad. So this book is for who now? Just people in Yaba you think will read it? Who else do you think will be
Not
interested?
people in Yaba is a historic book because
Okay.
all the information's there. 60% of what I have there are documented and they're referenced. So it could be used for research purpose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it took me about 3-4 years to put it together. I started from having oral interviews with octogenarians about what Yaba used to look like, what it is right now.
Did you talk to Uncle Sumi?
Sumi Smart.
Smart, cool.
I spoke with him. You know, he was a barber in those days.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
We don't want to say the things we used to do. You get his listening. The things we used to do. Did you talk to the Bruces?
Yeah, Van Bruce. I spoke to him on phone.
I spoke to him
He's
on
actually
phone.
a Gregorian, so we had this
I
connect.
did that with Parapo.
Yeah.
Of Gregs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was. I actually spoke with. I started my journey from the late Oba Oloko, Ogun Oloko, who had a very good lens on what Yaba used to look like. Although he grew up in Iwaya, but he was able to give me a very good landmark on what Yaba used to look like, and then extended my quest to a professor of history, a renowned professor of history, Professor Lukoju, like University of Lagos. So he was intrigued to know that Yaba had a lot of historic background. As we speak in Nigeria, there is no community that has the concentration of institutions, academic institutions that we have in Yaba.
Yeah.
Both primary, secondary, and tertiary.
I remember the secondary schools when I was around. You had City College, you had a whole array of what we used to call at that time unapproved schools.
Yeah.
But Methodist Girls High School was in Yaba.
Yeah, it's at 1859.
Methodist MBHS is 1878. Were they before MBHS?
It was
MBHS
MBHS was prior to the Methodist Girls High School. Yeah. Then you had the Queen's College, 1927. You had Reagan. We have Our Lady of Apostles, Onike Grammar School, Faziloma, and then
we had Gaskia. He was on Haba Macaulay towards Unilag on the left, Gaskia College, way back then. Later they went to I think Ajegunle somewhere, and it was the only school then. Mr. Lawrence, who set up the school, was a very traditional man. It was the only school where the students wore buba and shokoto to school. Yes, Gaskia College.
Oh, I need to take note of that.
Yes, Gaskia College. There was Bona College. There was one school called Royal Polytechnic. That was at Onike. You know, then a lot of individuals had school.
Yeah.
Even my own primary school, Corona, started from a Butemeta near the Mandelas. Do you know the Mandelas building?
Yes.
Tuozoingbo,
yes.
Nice, built by Kappa.
Yeah.
Once you look at the building, it's I think it's decrepit now, but if you look at the structure, you know these were well-built buildings. Good structures, yes.
Yeah, and then you had St. Saviour's in the railway compound.
St. Saviour's was in the railway compound, yes. This is it's quite an emotional thing to look at. Like I told you, the first thing I looked at for is my father's name.
So you could have been biased if you didn't see it there.
I would have been biased. I would have said your book. Because then, I remember growing up in Yaba, we knew people by their houses.
Yeah.
We had so many families.
Yeah.
We had the Adams. He was a councillor.
Yeah.
He was just a councillor in the local government, but he was larger than life.
Yeah.
If you did anything wrong, I'm going to go and report you to councillor. He was like a local policeman.
Yeah.
Gubi was a retired magistrate. He was a JP. We don't have them, not Jerusalem Pilgrim. Justice of the Peace.
Yes.
When I look Pa Cole, Pa this, Pa Pereira, all the way down.
Then the Jose,
to talk about the Jose.
Alaji Jose.
In Olonode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mobolaji Johnson.
That was my first employer. In Daily Times. Yes, there was a Johnson, yes.
Mobolaji Johnson, the first military governor.
First military governor. Came from Yaba.
Yeah, but he still has the house there.
Is there?
Yes.
Uncle Sumi lived there too.
Yes.
He lived there.
He lives somewhere around Cornell area.
Uncle Sumi is still in Yaba.
I'm
going to call him after this.
I spoke with him. Even actually, when I was discussing with him, he even taught me photography for 10 minutes.
Yeah, see, Yaba has a history. For example, I am told that the street that is called Spencer Street, there was a Jamaican architect who was living down. I don't know. I want to be corrected if I got Uncle Sumi right. And the man, Mr. Spencer, was the one who designed Sabo Post Office for free. You know, the post office at Sabo is an edifice to look at if you have a critical eye.
But it's been demolished now everything is going.
Oh my! Look, even the market has been demolished. Has been turned into a market that I don't. That good old market. Why don't we have a preservation culture, for God's sake?
Yeah. So it's just it's a lot has to be done. A lot has to be preserved. I mean, perhaps we need to enact laws.
That post office should have been. You keep doing it up and improving on it. So it's going, or it's gone.
It's going now. I think it's been marked for. I think there's some construction work ongoing there. So I mean, most of the areas. I mean, there are a lot of areas that Zik. You know, you had the boys' industrial home.
Yeah,
that was on the Industrial Avenue.
Did you capture Ile Omo Alaigboran?
Yes, that's the welfare.
Welfare.
Yeah, that's what they call the boys' industrial home.
It's like a children's prison. Ile Omo Alaigboran.
Yeah.
We also had that. There's so much to talk about here, and so much to learn.
Yeah, but for starters, the word Yaba, there are some areas that, for example, Alagomeji.
Yes.
A lot of people do not know the etymology of that name, Alagomeji.
Tell me.
If you Google, find anywhere, the only place you find Alagomeji anywhere in the world is in Yaba.
So what does it mean? Somebody who has true researches.
2 clocks.
2 clocks.
Yes. So there are 2 schools of thoughts. First, during the colonial era, when the railway was still very active at Loco.
Yeah.
You know, you call it it was locomotive.
Loco was my bus stop, no?
Yeah. So from locomotive, they shortened it to Loco.
To Loco, yeah.
Now, there is this building owned by the Oriade family. There are 2 buildings that were contiguous. And then they designed their houses with a clock.
Okay.
Apparently, it's coincidence because at the railway, at 11:30, the bell goes on for break.
For break, yes.
And then at 5:30, when the day is done.
For closing.
So you have the bell ringing twice.
Yes.
So I guess those people decided, okay, let's make something out of this, and then build their houses and then put 2 clocks there. So when the buses were going to stop, and those were the Bole Kajas, and then
and even the LMTS buses.
The LMTS. Even before the LMTS, you had the Benson and then
Zapas.
Yeah, Zapas. Yeah. Zemsi and Okuno.
It's talking Zapas. That's English. Zapas, Zapas. You had Zapas, you had LMTS.
Yeah.
And I remember the good old buses, Tankpa. We got to take a break. I was going to take him for 30 minutes, but now we're going to stretch it for 1 hour because he has prodded me on. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
I like calm. It's him be say you like calm. I tell you say you no good for you, but you see they talk say you like calm. My pikin. You know say I go always get Yaba, but you got shine your eye well, take carry better thing. Like the new golden penny soya and vegetable oil where they for brand new packaging.
The new golden penny soya oil contains vitamins A, D, and E with omega-3 and 6 and 0 trans fat. They are available for different sizes. Buy your own for retail store where they near you. Golden penny oil. Eat well, live well.
So creamy, so good. Aisha, why do you have so many teas and sachets of cowbell?
Oh, it's what I plan to share this Ramadan.
My sister, you can start by sharing some with me now.
Oh yeah, take. It's Ramadan after all. In this holy month, share the nourishing goodness of cowbell with friends and family. It contains vitamin B9, Vita-Rich, and it's so creamy, so good. Ramadan Kareem.
Cowbell of creamy goodness.
Whether you're reuniting with loved ones or starting a new adventure, fly Emirates from Lagos to the UK via Dubai and start your holiday on board. Enjoy complimentary food and drink. Explore up to 6,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport. Stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi and keep boredom at bay with special meals and toys for kids. You get so much more in Emirates Economy. Book now at emirates.com. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Zero cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do younger with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate, #1 oral care brand in the world.
The holy month of Ramadan is upon us. As we embark on this journey, let's not forget to show love through sharing. This Ramadan, stay ahead with dairy power from suhoor to iftar. Join us every Monday to Friday as we explore the spiritual and physical benefits of the month, plus exciting recipes. Catch us on our YouTube page, Hollandia Dairy Nigeria, and on Dadin Kowa, Faranwata, Sunna TV, Arewa TV, and African Magic Hausa TV stations. Ramadan Mubarak from Hollandia.
Mama, you know say pudding they make small pikin grow well and strong.
Since I discovered Maggi soya chunks, to add protein to my food don't dey easy. You fit add them to your rice, spaghetti, noodles or stew 10 minutes before food done.
Now, I know they worry whether them get protein for food because with Maggi soya chunks, I fit give them protein for food.
Protein every day for my family.
We see you, Mr. As my guy don't win. He said don't ginger. No dollar. With the jolly just come welcome offer. Bet King is giving you 100 naira instant sign-up bonus. That's not all. Within 14 days on the app, you stand the chance to get up to 1 million naira in rewards and enjoy 50 free casino bets on Aviator. Download Bet King app and register today using the promo code FREEBETS to enjoy your 100 naira instant bonus and other exciting offers. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18 years. Play responsibly.
Whether you dey rush go enter bus or you dey dance for your party wedding, Nivea Dry Deodorant Roll-On dey for you. E go help you maintain your steeze. Nivea Dry Roll-On don dey for affordable small 25 ml pack for boys and girls with sabi.
Halilas, Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan Kareem to you, to Hajia. I see you're doing a little shopping.
Yes, so you know Ramadan is a time to nourish our spirit, minds, and bodies. And I'm stocking up on Bonvita to share with my family and friends so we can all win every day this Ramadan.
I came here for the same reason.
This Ramadan, walk into any store and buy the 450-gram pack of Bonvita today to enjoy 50-gram extra for free. Promo valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply. Bonvita, prepare them to win every day.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. I'm sorry if I think I'm allowed permission once in a while to do what I will call Ojoro in the topic. We are talking about Yaba and Dr. Segun Oshile, who is, are you still a practicing vet?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Segun Oshile, he wrote a book on Yaba and it's taking me down memory lane. And some people are feeling very uncomfortable and have been slightly aggressive. Doctor, I better the man go on Budani.
No, sir.
We need to inject for them. As an aside, a quick one. Some people believe that if you are bitten by a dog, you could become rabid. That one they call Diboluki. Is that true or is just a myth?
Yeah, well, let me just meet you halfway.
Yes.
If you're bitten by a rabid dog.
Yes.
Yes.
So what are the symptoms you will show?
Well, for the dog or for the victim?
We know the one for the dog or for the victim.
For the victim.
Will you also be biting people?
For the victim, depends on the point at which he was bitten.
Yes.
So if he was bitten somewhere around the leg,
yes,
it might take him about 3, 4, 5 days before he starts exhibiting signs of rabies.
So you might not even know, if you live in the same house with him, you might not even know what has led to it.
Yes. So basically what happens is rabies replicates, the virus itself replicates in the brain. So it will take time for it to travel through the central nervous system.
My God.
To the brain.
So, Sheriff, allegedly, I think some of our public officers must have been beaten by a dog. I said some.
Yeah, if you see them, it's really bad.
It's bad, yes, I know. But let's go back to what we are talking about. Our lines are open, though. If you want to make a comment, we are not talking about dogs, please. We are talking about Yaba. If you grew up in Yaba, you want to make comments. What the numbers, please? Oh, they're here. 0201-277-0993. And the female line is 0201-465-7190. Is this book going to end up like in the universities, or is out in the market for people to buy?
Well, I have it on Amazon, and then I've been giving out complimentary copies to residents.
Well, is it a sponsored book, or you did it with your money?
I did my money.
Wow. How did you get the Honor of Ife to... Are you close to him?
Well, because what I was going to do was a bit comprehensive, I needed to trace the history of the Yorubas. So
I'm glad he wrote.
Yeah.
He wrote. Yes. This is signature. This is the Yoruba signature, just in case. Okay. So do you? Let's clear this one. Do you have any political ambition or any political inclination at all, as far as Yaba is concerned?
Well, my family has been more like into politics for years. My grandfather, my father, and then if the opportunity, yes.
Diplomatic answer.
Yes.
Do you live in Yaba now?
I live in Yaba, yes.
I've lived.
I'm not living.
We moved to the annex.
Nikurumbe. We are there.
I give you a lot of credit for that. Yaba has almost become unlivable for me because it's always pain. I wish I could call one or two people for them to express their pain about Yaba. How do you think we can salvage it?
Well, it's
the first thing to do, if you can demolish those developer houses, that would help.
Well, it will have to go through the government.
Yes.
Well, and then from what I know, looking at the Land Use Act, some of these properties, although we don't have a precedent yet, is leased for 99 years. So basically, some have C of O's that have been used, I guess, some 50 years now or less. So we might see a change and transformation in the next 40 years.
So if it's for 99 years, what happens after 99 years?
Well, from the little I know, perhaps the government, you have to renegotiate with the government.
I don't think most of them know that.
Yeah. So after 99 years, the government comes and says, well, we own the land, and then we want to renegotiate it. We are selling, we are going to repurchase it.
At a premium?
Yes.
I don't think most people ever thought of that. It's just occurring to me that... it's just occurred to me that I remember the conversation I had with my dad when he was buying a piece of land way back then in VI, and it was for 99 years. And I was telling him that, why don't you buy the thing at price? He said, even you, if you're not careful, your children, will they be around 99 years? But the question to ask is, what actually does happen when 99 years is up?
Well, perhaps there's going to be a 5-year advance notice to owners.
It's going to cause quite some chaos.
Yeah. So it's something they need to look at.
They need to. So if you're purchasing land, in Yaba House or whatever, you better note that. Look at the papers very well. We have a caller.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Long time.
Morning.
Yeah, doctor. Sorry,
how are you? Musbal.
Yeah, you see, doctor, I'm sorry, I can come and say Yaba because the Britain and Yaba, we are one family. And you didn't mention binding, the Zoom. Is it in your book?
That's a good one.
All right.
I think I saw it's in the book. I think I saw it.
Yeah, you want me to go ahead and answer you?
Moreover.
Yes.
Yeah. Moreover, my last question is that is it about history of hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, is it purely history of Ebutemeta Yaba completely, or other things to pick from that book? Or I'd love to have that book because I'm going to come Yaba. I'm of yellow. I will know in my blood.
Okay, I think what he means is that what area does it cover?
Okay.
Does it go as far as Oyinbo?
So, as far as my book covers Yaba looking at the Stratton end. So if you remember that Herbert Macaulay of today used to be a synergy of 5 different streets. So you had Stratton, you had Badley, you had King George V, you had the Morehouse Road, and then you had Higher College.
Which one is the Morehouse Road?
Morehouse Road is around the Sabo area up until you get to Aton Cemetery.
Really?
Yes.
I know King George V is what is now...
It's part of Herbert Macaulay.
Herbert Macaulay, yes.
Yeah, so it's a long stretch. So there were 5 different streets there. Then Herbert Macaulay had that. Then what we have today as Murtala Mohammed.
Was Clifford.
With Clifford, Denton, and Prince Edward.
I remember Denton. No. Denton was where the police station was.
Yes.
Lord Denton, man. What's here? Good question I want to ask now. I'm one of those who believe in history. If the colonialists named the streets in Yaba, so be it. There'll be a story to tell. But a lot of the names of where I grew up was Wakeman.
Yeah.
But now it's Bonuwe. And let me let you into a secret. If you let my brother hear this, he will almost kill me. Because I was already virtually out of the house when the house changed from 93 Wakeman to whatever number it is. As I speak, I don't know what number, and of course I know my father's house, but I don't know what number it is on Bonuwe.
Yeah.
I'm one of those who was very upset because it distorts history.
Yep.
But I wonder if you feel that way.
Yeah, and that's why I had to do this. As a matter of fact, I have pictures that I took 10 years ago.
Yes.
And then, funny enough, a year after I took those pictures, those buildings have gone. So I have them archived.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have buildings that were built in 1890.
I hope there's a picture or there's a building on Bonuwe, Wakeman. On the right, it's a green bungalow. It's the last building standing.
I think I have it.
Of good old Yaba.
I think
it's
I have
the
it.
last.
I have it.
Yes,
I have it.
I'm trying to remember Auntie's surname. I'm trying to remember. I think it's the Edwards. It's right there. And just like Uncle Sumi said, he was very upset when the names, because when you change the names, you distort history.
Yeah.
You distort history. Clifford was Murtala Mohammed. Jack Onde, because he had a deal with AMPP then.
Yeah.
But, Waziri, to honor him.
Yeah.
To honor him, you just distort history.
Yeah, I think it was after the death of General Murtala.
Yes, Murtala Mohammed was called Murtala Mohammed from Clifford.
Yeah.
But what used to be Wakeman Petty, Abi? Wakeman. What was after Wakeman?
Wakeman, Petty, and Griffith.
And Griffith.
Yes.
You changed all these names. The same thing has happened to Ikoyi. Yeah. You want some of the only Lugard is left.
And Bodilon.
And let's leave that. That might change. That might change. Sheriff, do you think Bodilon will remain Bodilon for life?
I think so.
You think so? There's a bigger occupant than Bodilon there now. It might change.
Then I want to quickly answer the caller who made a request for
what area?
Covered, I actually did a very. I covered the Baini Zoo. It was owned by a Ghanaian, Mr. Baini.
He was a Ghanaian?
Yeah, he was a Ghanaian. It's just when you go past Yaba.
I know Baini. I went to Baini Zoo. Yeah.
So I did a comprehensive work on it, on Baini Zoo.
What about the Togolese family that were making gold in the Tedrosho area?
Yeah, so that area has crossed a bit towards Surulere. So I was just a bit, I had to work with the delineation of Yaba in my book.
In your book?
Yes, because that means I'll be going into that
Does
area.
Uncle Sumi have this book?
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
He does have a book.
Well, part of this book is to pay tribute to Uncle Sumi Smartcole. He's been a very steadfast Yaba person.
Yes, he did. I had to see him. Talked about the Yaba twins. Said there are some identical twins in Yaba that they were just the only ones you could come across.
This reminds me, I'd like to pay tribute to Bodun Ishiyode, who passed recently. We were like cousins. They had the house on Habat Macaulay. They had the house on Habat Macaulay. The Ishiyode, they had this very tall building. I have some reactions here. Mabel here said that her sister attended Gaskia College, and that the girls wore wrapper and blouse. I remember, and you see what colonialism do. Some of us were referring to them as bush people then,
right? Okay,
because we thought it was bush too. We apologize. God forgive me. The gods of Africa. I'm happy here with you. It's my parents. We refer to them. So that school was unique then, and it was owned by a Mr. Lawrence, who ironically his wife was British. Yes.
So we're just trying to preserve our culture.
Trying to preserve our culture back then. But most people wouldn't allow their children go there because of the Baba and Chokoto. Good morning, Uncle Jimmy. I'm so happy listening to this program. I've learned a lot. I grew up in Yaba, Adam Street. He did? What's his name? I want to know. I used to know Uncle Rotimi. That's my late brother. Pay tribute to him too. And I know Uncle Tosin. That's the one who wasn't here, that I can't remember the number of our house. We looked up to them growing up. I would like to get the book. Where can they get the book? Let's do some.
Well, maybe for the first 3 callers, I'll give them free copies.
Oh, the first 3 callers. Where will they pick it up from? Are the books here?
They're not here, but
you can get them sent here by tomorrow.
Yes.
So the next 3 callers will get a free book. I'll have my own copy. You give me my copy. So the next 3 callers will be able to come. But please, you must come and pick up the book. I don't think we'll be able to deliver. The cost of delivery now is something else. We have a caller there. Okay. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy to let you know that you've won a free book. How do I register his name? The book we're reviewing. You've won a free copy, but you have to send somebody to pick it up at the studio.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir?
I'm Mr. Michael Oba.
Mr. Michael Oba. How do I know that? Okay, Sheriff will write it down. Mr. Michael Oba, you've won a copy of the book. Yes, let's say your contribution.
You are discussing about Yaba today.
Yes.
I'm so happy because I was brought up at off University Road, Awoshika compound. So
okay.
I felt
that's Akoka.
That nostalgic feeling.
Is Akoka part of Yaba?
That nostalgic feeling came to me seriously. But the place you are mentioning at that last house standing,
yes,
before at Alagobe the junction, coming through Boluwe side.
Yes.
I forgot the name, but there's one hospital opposite it.
Yes.
They have Jimi hospital.
No, is it Ogujimi?
No.
Ejiumi. Is it your book?
Ejiumi, yes.
I saw it in your book.
Ejiumi Hospital.
You mentioned it in your book.
Yeah.
He mentioned it in his book.
I remember we
yes.
talked about Huge Avenue. That junction, Huge Avenue.
Huge Avenue, yes.
So that old Yaba Road, it's a very good place to go. I used to follow my brothers those days. We go to Kakadu.
You go Kakadu?
Kakadu, yeah.
Then we go Kakadu, we go to Bemiliki Fort.
Okay, thank you, sir. He has struck a chord in me. Do you know, were you able to list the number of clubs that were in Yaba?
All included.
In the 60s?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through them.
Club E.
Gondola.
Gondola is there.
Central Hotel.
Central Hotel, I missed that.
You
but
missed that?
I have Club
E. Crystal Gardens.
Crystal Gardens.
Fella played at Crystal Gardens with Obey.
I have Obey Miliki Sports.
Obey, that's Crystal Gardens.
Okay.
Fella too played there.
Yes.
It was owned by my friend's dad, Ademilui.
Okay.
Then you have Kakadu. Fella played Afro Sports.
Yeah, I have it there.
Gondola Anko.
Gondola Wambe.
Red Light District.
No, it's not there.
Then
you had this Atalade's Jazz Hall.
Oh, that was
on Murtala Mohammed.
Murtala Mohammed. We have another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, my name is Wole Ikotun. I'm a Yaba boy.
We have won a copy of the book. Okay.
Oluwole Ikotun.
Oluwole Ikotun. Please send somebody to pick up the book at our studios.
Was my very good friend and a colleague.
Hey, yeah, I'm happy to hear that. How are you? Have you ever met?
Good, sir. Yes. Yeah. If you see me, you will recognize.
Okay, show me your face
we
now.
Were actually in the same room at some point during the ceremonies and the last rites for Rotimi.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Anyway, Wale Kotun, you've won yourself a book, so you can come pick it up in the studio. Who is David Adebola? David Adebola says, Uncle JD, good morning to your guests. I moved to Yaba first time in 1987.
Okay.
Did you mention anything about the pronunciation of May Street?
Yeah, it's May Street, not Maye.
Maye?
It's May. It's a Ghanaian name.
Oh!
Mr. May.
Yes,
Yeah.
May Street.
Yeah.
And also Montgomery.
People say Montgomery.
Montgomery.
It's Montgomery.
Okay. I have 2 more books to give out before we go, and I have to do that in quick succession. We have given out 2. 2. How many books did you say?
3.
3. Oh, okay. 1 more book to give out. Pick the call, please. Hello, good morning. Morning.
Morning, Uncle JD.
Mrs. Oboli, you just pick your own book on Saturday when you come.
Good morning to your guest. Please help me ask him if he made mention of Yaba Akpausi in his book.
Adi? Okay. Did you mention Yaba Akpausi?
Yeah.
It's part of Yaba.
Yaba Akpausi was established in 1907. It was formerly called the Yaba Asylum.
Yes.
So I have about 4 pages on the psychiatric hospital.
Beautiful.
Let me may God thank you, Mrs. Oboli. May God have mercy on me. One thing we used to enjoy doing was to go and watch football in the evenings with the patients playing, and it's funny, we had fun watching it, not knowing what we were doing. Did you mention the fact that Yaba bled into Chedrosho?
Yes.
Yaba bus stop, and those were the places in those days where you could buy books to teach you how to write letters.
Yeah.
In the Garden of Love where birds are singing.
Yeah.
Where you could write love letters and you could buy magazines. And Yaba bus stop was very peculiar. It was a toasting area. For students.
For students,
yeah.
You had translats, you had those jam classes and all of that. Then a lot of people never knew that late Chief Rotimi Williams lived in Yaba.
Almost everybody lived in Yaba.
He lived on number 10 Yaba Road.
Because in his own time, I can imagine, Sulere was a new development.
He was a councillor on the mainland, Lagos Town Council.
Did you mention the Igbo presence in Yaba?
Yes, Azikwe,
Mbadiwe, Ojuku.
Yeah. Ojuku.
They are the Alakijas. They are the...
At the Sabo Market, where you have the Sabo Market, opposite the post office you were talking about, Ojuku's father used to have a transport company there. He used to move things.
And Zik had
the African pilots. Where you have this Unity Bank.
City College.
City College.
Actually, that axis, Mbadiwe had a house, a tribute to my Egbon Alakija, who died not too long ago. But the Igbos had a very good presence and won elections in Yaba.
Yeah.
Also, to use this opportunity to pay tribute to Mama, the late Mrs. Elsie Femi Pierce.
Yes.
I could go on and on and on and on.
Adeto Ademola.
It lived in Yaba.
They lived in Yaba. Adesoja Aderemi. Oba Adesoja Aderemi.
A quick one. The way we are going, if we continue with this attitude, I think Ikoyi itself will soon be wiped out in about 10, 15 years. It will just be part of, it will almost become a ghetto if you are not careful. If you don't apply discipline and if you don't apply that desire to preserve. Ikoyi was designed for expansive living.
Yeah.
Now it's full of companies, high-rise buildings, choked is as getting choked well, we'll pay dearly for some of these things. I'd like to thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
If anything, that advice on dog bite. And I wish you well. Is the book is there going to be a formal launching?
Yeah, I've done the launch, but I'm actually going to do a second edition. I'm going to take accounts from you. The Gaskia school is something I'm going to put in, and then there are quite a number of information that were missed when I was doing the first edition. So I'm going to have a second edition, and then possibly come back.
Yaba is now in my memory. Yeah, because going there is...
We have too many... It's a history... In short, Yaba needs to be preserved. We have Aton Cemetery that was established...
Did you talk about Akpino?
Akpino is not under Yaba.
It's not?
It's not. It's under mainland.
That's what my uncle is sleeping on.
Apparently, Aton Cemetery is the oldest cemetery in Nigeria.
Is it older than Akpino?
It's older than Akpino.
Are you kidding?
Yes, Aton Cemetery was where you had the victims of the First World War and the Second World War buried. It was actually called a pauper cemetery in those days.
Look at that.
Yes. So if you go to the archives, you can't get Aton. You check the pauper cemetery, Yaba.
Pauper cemetery.
Yeah.
You call that one is cemetery.
I don't even know what it's called, but we have a lot to. It's a place that we should preserve. Too many things.
Man, pauper cemetery. Thank you very much, Doctor.
My pleasure, sir, having you guys.
Well, that's all we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow about the same time, 7:30 with Sheriff and 9 o'clock. Sheriff, I thought you had a court case or something.
Where?
I know what you are wearing. I don't know. I thought you had the court when you showed up this morning. So I was surprised to see you. Court has resumed. You are still here. That's where we ended up. I'd like to thank Sheriff again also for being here and helping me out and all this. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. So take care of yourself. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's